Good afternoon, everyone. I am grateful and thankful as always to be here. I feel blessed to have the ability to express myself and talk to you, not at you, but to you, because I can't talk with you. This isn't a Skype or a Zoom. I would love to one day do one of those interactive things there, and that'd be great to do and fun to do. But I wanted to talk to you about the situation in the world today, not just the murder. Some will say the unfortunate death. I call it a murder because that's what it was. The man murdered him. Let's just be honest with ourselves. And the quicker we're honest with ourselves, we can deal with issues. The COVID-19, which ripped apart, families from each other, and you're homeschooling your kids. It's been a mess for a lot of people. Now, fortunately, two of our youngest are homeschooled. Our oldest one isn't. And I've spoken about that before in the past. I apologize for looking that way. The vehicle's there. But I want to talk about why you should homeschool. In my opinion, there are more reasons to homeschool now more than ever. There's more reasons to keep your kids home than there is to send them to school. And why should you homeschool? There's just the possible violence on any and all children, the possible school shootings, you're going to have those. Those will eventually pop up. I'm not looking forward to them, and I don't relish the thought of it, but let's be honest with ourselves. Not only from a secular point of view, but from a biblical point of view, this was coming. Teachers with no control, and they will not be allowed to have any at all. There'll be lawsuits, and teachers don't want to cause any problems. Therefore, it'll hamper their ability to teach effectively in most communities. Because the education is falling apart, and it's failing many students. I've talked about this before. The school system really, it's the breeding grounds for the rapid increase of depression, hate, intolerance, as violence. Just violence. Violence everywhere, with no reason why. And no end in sight. None. There's none. It's going to continue and continue and continue and continue. And I believe as a parent, our obligation and duty is for the well-being and safety of our children. Their ability to thrive and learn with no restrictions that are put upon them at this moment. You can't go ahead and you can't fall behind. Everybody's the same, but everybody's not the same. Not when it comes to learning. Not at all. They say kids learn differently, yes, but not that far differently. We created that situation. And speaking of the COVID-19, everybody home, you have the distant learning. Distant learning. It's been an abject failure for many. And in this unfortunate and foreseeable situation, because many saw it coming and nobody wanted to listen, whether you use hindsight or data collection, there's an old saying, the history repeats itself. This history will repeat itself, and it will repeat itself again because nobody wants to address it. Nobody can. Nobody will. The Bible says about the end of the times, the future is the past. It's compounded, not just with ignorance, but with greed, untamed and unchecked hate, and disillusionment around you. Disillusionment, a word, I'm using it. So if anybody wants to mock me, go for it. But disillusionment. People are so disillusioned. So yes, the future on this earth is bleak. But you have a chance to change. Not the world, but you. And who you can help. And give yourself to God. Because therein lies the answer that we all keep on wanting to not turn to. We want to turn to man every single time. And how often in history has man failed us? I would gather to guess more times than one can count, huh? We count on man. Well, man is sometimes, especially a man not led by the Bible or God, is led by their own selfishness, their self-righteousness, their own wills, their own reasons for survival. They're not concerned about you. It's about certain people. Well, here's the thing. The Bible talks about all people. It is here for all people. There is no race, no religion. I'm sorry, religion was not the word I wanted to use. There's no color. There's no country. There's no foreign tongue that he prefers more than the other today in this time frame. Now we can talk about the end and when we caught up and so forth, but that's not what we're talking about. So Matthew 11. I apologize, let me get there to it. Matthew 11, chapter 29. I'm sorry. Matthew chapter 11, verse 29. In the King James Bible. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. See, the yoke of the world is very difficult. And the burden of this world is heavy. Enough to sink you into the bottom of the depths of the ocean. They call it depression. The Lord doesn't give you that. Jesus does not have that. Give yourself to Him. He will carry you. Doesn't mean you can't do anything on your own. When I say on your own, doesn't mean you just sit around and just get bailed out. It's not a bailout program. 2 Corinthians is the other one. And I should have had my marks in here and ready to go, but I did not. 2 Corinthians. It's amazing about the yoke, isn't it? It plainly says, I got you. I got your back. That's really what he's saying. I got you. Just follow me. Take up your cross. There will be hard times coming, but He will carry you through. Chapter 6, verse 14 in 2 Corinthians. Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness? See, that's the world. And all the crazy folks. All the people who want hate. Who desire hate. The devil creates it. And what communion hath light with darkness? Crimes are less committed in the light than they are in darkness. And what concord hath Christ with Belial? Or what part hath he that believeth with an infidel? And what agreement hath the temple of God with idols? For ye are the temple of the living God. You. Not we're all little gods. God is within us. As God hath said, I will dwell in them and walk in them. And I will be their God, and they shall be my people. You don't think God's got your back? He's got your back. He's there for you. There will be troubles and times of great difficulty. This could be considered many people's tribulation. And endure to the end. Homeschool your children. follow the Bible. Be one with God. Ask Jesus Christ to come into your life. John 3:16, he's there for you. Where's my hat? Forgiven. 1 John 1:9. You're forgiven. He shed his blood for you. It's a pretty huge deal. It's kind of a big deal as a t-shirt goes. Kind of a big deal. You know, I'm going to go to that verse now. I didn't plan on it. Let's go to 1 John. Because, you know, I do so many things without actually planning ahead. Other than the fact that I wanted to make this video. There we go. If we confess our sins, he is faithful and just to forgive us our sins and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness. If we say that we have not sinned, we make him a liar, and his word is not in us. We're all sinners. Let's not fool ourselves. You can make a change. The future on the earth, like I said earlier, is bleak. Oh, it's bleak. I'm sorry, but it is bleak as a whole, but you can change you. Not as a Rick Warren or Joel Osteen, purpose-driven life, or, oh, you can be, If you become saved, you don't no longer help yourself, but you help others. It comes with the deal. Life can be better. Life will be better if you submit yourself to God. It's a fact. Yeah, that's right. I said it's a fact, as if I spoke to God. I'm going to cut this video short. Keep your children home. You should be the only ones that raise them. You should be the only ones who indoctrinate them. I said indoctrination because that's what the system is. God bless. I love you. And have a wonderful day.